Hey guys, I figured I'd sit down and do another vlog type video thing like I did the previous 2 years for Armageddon. I'll just come in quickly and say that there will not be any footage from inside Armageddon or anything. I don't shoot video while I'm there, but I am thinking about it next year. But I'll get to that later, and I might look horribly pale or something. This is the second time I've had to shoot the video today, or I should say the third, because the first one, honestly I had no idea how to start it. The second one was about half an hour long, and when I went to rewatch it, found out that it's auto-focusing the whole time, and it decides that the perfect level of focused is when I'm completely blurred. So I've added in extra lights this time to see if that will help get rid of the auto-focusing issue, which I hope it does. Otherwise I'm going to have to figure out another way to do this for future stuff. So it's the third year that I've done Armageddon. All around it, another really good weekend of it. Unlike the previous two times that I've been, I went for 2 days this year. Normally it's been a 2-day event for Christchurch, and it's been 3 days elsewhere, but this time around we're later in the year and we've got a 3-day event instead of 2-day event. So I was aimed at doing the first day like I normally do, and then just sort of, if I could get something together, I'd do the second day, and I ended up doing the second day. So, excuse me, what did I get up to? This year on the Saturday I was Ghost Rider, and on the Sunday I was Bane from Arkham Origins, or at least I was meant to be Bane from Arkham Origins, but reusing stuff that's like as close as possible to the character that I can get, that's not going to cost me an arm and a leg, because I try to do my costume stuff like on a budget, and that sort of stuff. So this year, unlike previous years where I've said I wanted to take photos of people and I only end up with like 14 or so, this year I really focused on getting photos. And if you were one of the cosplayers that I photographed this year, thank you so much for stopping to allow me to take a photo. And like last year, and the year before that, I had intended to take photos, and then I ended up more having my photo taken because I was in costume, and I like attending in costume. So anyway, this year's event I thought was good. I think the crowds were a bit smaller, sort of thing, or at least when I was passing through both days it was a lot quieter than previous years, which is quite handy with a social anxiety disorder, because large crowds are quite hard to deal with, and when you start to go into full-blown panic you really need to get out of wherever quick, and so not being completely boxed in by people is a lot nicer. I thought that, well, at least I think in the video I did last year I mentioned that I sort of felt like stuff was lacking when it came to the vendors, and this year again it was sort of the same. A lot of the cosplay weapons vendors had the same stock. There wasn't much in the way of variety there, which I thought was kind of sad. But I guess at the same time you want to sell stuff that's relevant at the time of sale, sort of thing, and where people would most likely be picking up a lot of it. But there seemed to be a real lack of action figures and models this year, and I would actually say gaming stuff as well, like miniature gaming, not so much video gaming, but I suppose at the same time, video gaming seemed to not really be there again this year. I think as a person that collects action figures and stuff, it's sort of annoying not to find them. And instead there was a lot of pop vinyl stuff, and I realised that pop vinyls are really like the in thing these days. I don't own many of them myself, mainly because I like things that are articulated instead of like a statue. And what pop vinyls I do own, I own one that I bought, and all the rest are I either won from Mighty Ape or I won from Nerd Stash. Or is it Nerd Stash? I'm sure Jess will correct me at some point if she watches this, because she's the one that runs that. So yeah, there was a lot of pop vinyl stuff on sale, but not really much in the way of action figures and models. And then, unlike previous years, I seem to find that a lot of the stuff wasn't actually on sale this year. You know, like previous years when stuff's been on sale, you might have got, you know, buy one, get one 50% off, and there was quite a bit of that. But there wasn't much in the way of just straight discount, unlike previous years. Like I think last year I got, you know, like a 7-inch lizard figure for, I think it was about $30. I didn't see anything like that this year. Last year I saw Gundam models that were reduced in price, you know, maybe only $5 or $10, but it's still a saving of $5 or $10 sort of thing. This year everything seemed to be full price. In saying that, you know, like, I didn't really go there to buy stuff, and I don't really attend as a person to buy stuff. I save up throughout the year, so that I've got some money for it, and then I sort of, I'll buy something if it's something I really want, or if I've struggled to find it elsewhere. Yeah, so that's probably the only gripe I really had this year, you know, when it came to the vendors sort of thing. The staff that were working were great. I didn't see any incidents this year. Personally myself, I didn't get shoulder barged or groped, whether that was on purpose or accidental. So, you know, maybe all the posters with the cosplayers not consent are starting to get through to people. That, you know, like, as a cosplayer, you're not an object sort of thing. You know, you're a human being, you deserve respect. And since I'm on the topic of cosplayers, this year, I think I mentioned before, I wanted to focus on taking photos, so that's what I've done. The 2 days that I was there, Saturday and Sunday, I think I left with about 120 or so photos each day, which I then edited out all of the really blurry stuff, and uploaded all of the photos that I'm happy with to my art page on Facebook. I'll leave a link to that below if people want to go have a look. I have to say that the cosplayers this year, there was absolutely amazing stuff across all kinds of talent levels. You know, going there to photograph stuff myself, I wanted to get photos of people that had bought their costumes, that had made their costumes, you know, people that were just doing it casually and that sort of stuff. And unfortunately I couldn't get everyone. There were some people I would see in costumes that, and I hope this doesn't sound rude, I normally saw them around the toilet sort of thing, and it's like I'm not going to stop you to ask for a photo while you either might be going to the toilet or, you know, or just coming out of it, because really who wants to be caught with a camera in your face when you're leaving the toilet or trying to go to the toilet. And I would make a note in my head and say I want to take a photo of this person later, and then I'd keep wandering around and I wouldn't see them, and the next time I saw them they would be by the toilets again, and I'm like I said, I'm not taking photos of people near toilets. It's just wrong, or it feels wrong. So there were many people I actually missed taking photos of, and I'm hoping that next year, if possible, I'd like to get a video camera and set that up somewhere so that people can show off their costumes or their cosplay, explain who they are, perhaps tell us where they're, if they've got a Facebook page or an Instagram or something for their cosplay, so people can find them, that sort of stuff, and just a little bit about themselves. And then after the event, I'll sit down and separate them out so that people can just watch their own video sort of thing, because you know, like an event that's running 9 o'clock until 5 o'clock, that's a lot of people, and if you're at the middle of the day, that's a lot of people to get through before you find you, and if you're at the end of the day, you're still unsure as to exactly where you are. So if I separate it out into single stuff, that I think would be better. What else is there? I think I said it before, but I am grateful to those that stopped to allow me to photograph. I realise that it can take a bit of time, and I think I explained this either on the day or on my Facebook page, that I have a thing called an initial tremor. I've got it in both hands, so I can't control the shake in my hands, and that means that it can force the camera out of focus at the wrong point. So I take multiple shots and then I go from there. So everyone that cosplays should be really, really proud of yourself, because it was brilliant stuff. There was some really, really amazing stuff from the casual people to the more professional people that I know through the Canterbury and New Zealand cosplay pages on Facebook. And the way that you guys and girls, or ladies and gents, if you will, interacted with kids and other people in the public was magnificent. So you should all pat yourselves on the back for that. And hopefully we can organise something to get together again before the end of the year, because it kind of sucks that there's very few things that we actually get together for throughout the year. But then again, it's not like we can do so many conventions in a year in Christchurch sort of thing without it becoming detrimental to to each event. So thank you to those that took photos, and thank you to all the cosplayers that were there and the general public that were there. It was a great 2 days. I'll at a later date sit down and I'll make videos on the costumes I was wearing, explain where I got the stuff to make them, sort of thing, just in case people are interested. What else happened? So it was really, really good to catch up with Simon, who I worked with a couple years ago. Although that was kind of funny for me, because he took the photo and I'm sort of looking at this guy and I'm thinking, I'm sure I know you from somewhere. And obviously he's doing the same thing, and we walk away and then sort of stop at the same time, turn around, come back, and aren't you blah blah blah, and it's like, oh my god, so that was really, really good to catch up. And it was great to meet BB who runs her own anime films and TV reviews and live streams of The Sims 4 and Minecraft. And what else does she do? Sorry, BB. Drawing a bit of blank here. She does do some like scouting videos, and sometimes she does Pokemon Go videos. So if I'll leave a link down to her channel below. Please subscribe to her and follow her, because she's a really cool person. And who else? The other person that I met, I won't name you, but you were one of the Arkham characters that I photographed. It was really nice to meet you too, and thank you for letting me take your photo. Yeah, thank you. What else is there? I suppose, yeah, like I'm pleased with how the days went, and it was really good to have that time to interact with people, because, you know, like, I live in the middle of nowhere. I have social anxiety and I have depression, so it's really hard to interact with other people and just get out and about. So to go along to the event, and admittedly I've been sick the week leading up to it because of the amount of anxiety I had, it was good to just get in there and do it and interact with people. And thank you for everyone that did interact with me. Now, I can't remember in previous years if I did this at the same time or at another time, but the stuff I didn't pick up very much, but I've always wanted, a mask like this. It's, I think, Genji's Oni mask, although it's not actually an Oni mask. I can't remember the name of it, but I think in Japan the masks that are meant to be worn by females in, is it No Theatre? Or Kabuki Theatre? Something like that. I've always wanted one of these because, you know, you often see it in the games and in sort of like a samurai type film, and I love samurai films. So it was awesome to get this. It's made out of a resin, and I'll link to, if I can, link to the people I got it off, because I chatted away to them about other masks for Ghost Rider and Black Mask from Batman, because the mask I use for Ghost Rider is made out of sort of like a foam rubber. It took a month to get here from England, so by the time it got here it stunk, and it took 2 months of airing out before it actually smelt vaguely okay to have over my head. So probably a lot of people wouldn't have realised I was Ghost Rider on the first day, because I didn't have the hood or the mask on, purely because it was so hot in there, and it was really easy to overheat. This might be a bit of a too much information thing, but maybe not. When I finished when I finished both days actually, that's right, I'll just quick drop in here. A really handy cosplay tip sort of thing is always take like a change of clothes, something to get into after the convention, and maybe like a towel or something to dry off, because, you know, with all the wandering around and stuff, you might sweat through your clothes. And in my case, I had my Ghost Rider jacket open down the middle, and when I got back to the car and I took my jacket off, the only part of my top that was still dry was that middle bit. Everything else was absolutely drenched, and that is because I didn't realise that as a fake leather jacket, it doesn't breathe or get any air. So I was, you know, like, I generally generate a lot of heat from my chest and back area, because even before the serotonin syndrome, basically because part of my brain is damaged that controls how I heat. I don't heat evenly. It's like my chest will heat extremely well, a lot of heat will vent out the top of my head, and that's not why I'm wearing the beanie. I'm wearing the beanie because at the moment it's freezing, and my hair was wet from being in the shower. So yeah, I easily overheat it. Anyway, you probably don't care, and you probably didn't want to hear what I just said, but now you've heard it, so I apologise. I'm sorry. At least I didn't take my top off, because then you'd lose your eyesight. So I got the Genji mask. I picked up a foam sword. Have been asked, do I really need another prop weapon? And I think the question we really should be asking is, can you have enough prop weapons? The answer is no. You must always have prop weapons. You can never have enough. You always need more. In my case, although it's not super accurate, I got this because I would like to do Vicious from Cowboy Bebop, and finding something that's convention safe, that has a scabbard or something, not very easy. Most of the swords that were like that are I think it's carbon steel. You can't go to conventions with real weapons for obvious reasons. So I'm hoping that this will work for that. I mean, it's not super accurate to Vicious's sword, but Vicious's, very hard word to say, or name to say, but hopefully it's close enough in my opinion. And I got those on the Thursday, on the Saturday, and also I picked up a Marvel mystery bag. I'm saying Marvel because Deadpool's on this corner, and I don't think Deadpool was ever an Avenger, although he may have been an Avenger. You can point out if I am wrong there, and if he has been an Avenger, please tell me where, because I reckon that would be hilarious to read. So in this I got a, I don't know if it's ceramic or not, but an Iron Man mug. I love Iron Man. I've always loved Iron Man since I was a little kid. I wanted to be Iron Man. For obvious reasons that's not going to happen, because A, I'm not rich, B, I'm not a billionaire playboy, I don't think I'd want to be, and C, I'm not a genius like Tony Stark. I wouldn't mind doing a War Machine though. War Machine, I like the Iron Man armour, but honestly I love War Machine. I think he's just cooler. Please don't crucify me for that. Box. I don't know if it will show up well or not, but I got a Spider-Man keychain. Not really a big fan of Spider-Man. I watched it as a kid, but I don't think I'd ever do a Spider-Man cosplay. I do have a Spider-Man costume, but that is because I wanted to do that decisions can be difficult meme, and if possible I'll put in a photo of that here, and then maybe a photo of my version of it, and maybe at a future event I might actually do that myself. So keychain. I also got like a holographic Spider-Man card. I don't know if this stuff actually focuses or not. Please excuse me if it doesn't. And a Drax the Destroyer superhero Lego thing that isn't actually Lego, but still cool anyway. Excuse me. And then the other thing I got is the posters. So Batman, Spider-Man, Captain America, Hulk and Hawkeye, Iron Man, I think from Iron Man 3, Thor, Civil War, and Avengers. Now I think these are kind of like a vinyl type print. They're quite nice posters. I sort of wish I had like a geek room or something, so I could frame them and put them up, along with the Rogue Trooper print I got, the signed one I got last year, and then my Tainted poster that's signed. I don't know if it's a poster or a print, but it came from the band, from their last album, and that it's like a girl with like a severed head and a sort of, I think it's like a corkscrew type spine or something. It's a really neat neat poster or print or whatever. I think it's a print. It's really cool. So if I had a geek room, or when I have a geek room, because we all know we need one day, as long as we have like a partner that allows us to, or you know, you've got the money yourself to do it, and then damn the partner, you know, or lack of, or whatever. Actually, it would be nice to have a geek room, because then, you know, all the props could get shown. Anything else? I suppose there's not really anything else. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed looking at the stuff that I got. I realise I waffle a lot. I try not to waffle, but I waffle. I like waffling. For somebody that doesn't really like talking. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, maybe the next week or so, I'll work on getting stuff about the costume stuff out. I think I was meant to do one on Judge Dredd last year, and unfortunately my Judge Dredd costume fell apart during Free Comic Book Day, and I haven't got around to repairing it yet, although I'm now working on a movie version, the Carl Urban movie version. So you might see stuff about that. Battery died, unfortunately. Can't remember where I was. I think I was into the ending stuff, so I'll reshoot that. I will leave a link below to the Instagram page of my cosplay and art and photography page, the Facebook link for that as well. I will leave a link for BB's channel. Apologies if I started talking about BB's channel and then went off on a tangent and never returned to it. But please go along and subscribe to her and watch her, because she puts out a lot of content. She's great to watch, and she's fellow Cantabrian. I'm very appreciative of the work she does and of her friendship. I will also leave a link to the camera shop that helped me fix up my camera between days 1 and 2 after the filter got smashed on the front, and the costume incident, which might no longer be on this video, but if it's not, the gist of it is I dropped the camera and the filter on the front got smashed by the lens cap going through it, and yeah, it got fixed up Saturday night for me. And I picked up a new battery from those guys as well, because my spare battery expanded a couple months ago. I meant to replace it a long time ago, and I didn't replace it. And well, it's already paid for itself, because, like I said, the battery died, and I had a spare one, so I quickly swapped it out. So yeah, thank you for watching. I realise it was really long and ranty and full of tangents, as I am very good at doing. I hope you enjoyed Armageddon if you went. Thank you if you posed for any photos for me, and thank you if you had any interaction with me. Hopefully we can get together again at another point and maybe photograph stuff in costumes or something like that. There is stuff that I would like to do with other cosplayers while they're in costume, sort of thing, like a board game night, or playing video games, that sort of stuff. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully in the next week or so I'll be able to sit down and make videos on the Ghost Rider and the Bane costume, so that people can see what it looks like. Admittedly, I had worked on voices for both of those, because I realised that being able to do something in character can make the experience a lot better. So maybe if I feel confident enough to do that, when I do those videos, I will do the voices in those videos as well. Otherwise, thank you for taking the time to watch this, and take care of yourselves until the next time. Bye.